Hello friends, this is interesting. The defenders have started installing special containers with weapon stations equipped with heavy machine guns along the Horde's Shahed drone transit corridors. These turrets belong to the Sky Sentinel family, which were developed in Ukraine and are usually equipped with an M2 Browning .50 caliber machine gun or its equivalent, which are capable of intercepting Shahed loitering munitions, reconnaissance drones, and even cruise missiles flying at low altitude. These systems can be remotely controlled via real-time video signal and video game-style controllers. At each station, an artificial intelligence agent operates, handling detection, tracking, and fire calculation based on local conditions, such as wind or temperature, which are measured by sensors mounted on the turret. The most advanced versions of this system can operate fully autonomously and only require human confirmation to fire. The entire unit can be mounted on a trailer to change position, or it can also be installed on elevated towers, providing 360-degree protection. The cost per unit is $150,000, meaning they are much more affordable than a regular anti-aircraft missile. According to the manufacturers, a city or key area can be protected with between 10 and 30 of these systems. It's important to note that the engineers from the manufacturing company assured that the autonomous control system is capable of distinguishing between incoming threats and birds, even under intense combat conditions. Meanwhile, the defenders' Hornet drones continue targeting the invaders' logistics trucks on the southern front, whose driver, no doubt, would have wished to have a Z turret to protect him. On June 30th, operators from the 81st Airmobile Brigade of the 7th Air Assault Corps destroyed 2 invading tanks and an enemy ammunition depot in the Sloviansk Oblast, or Vlastedensk sector. The attacks targeted the Mortarite forces who were trying to recover abandoned equipment. After a series of strikes, each one, the invaders suffered heavy losses in the sector at the beginning of the operation in the area. At the beginning of June 2026, units from the 81st Brigade, part of the 7th Corps, repelled a 2-day Russian mechanized assault involving tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, motorcycles, and dozens of assault troops. Russian forces have repeatedly tried to regain ground towards Sloviansk through combined offensives using motorcycles and armored vehicles. When these assaults stall or fail, the surviving units usually try to consolidate their positions, evacuate damaged equipment, or resupply the forward positions. The fighting on June 30 was a counteroffensive to take advantage of the fact that Ivan had a large number of people working on recovering equipment, which caused confusion in their lines when they came under attack. This strategy turned a local defensive win into a chance to eliminate several Russian combat engineer teams and finish destroying the tanks they tried to recover. Thank you. July 1 marks the day of the special units of the Defense Intelligence Directorate of Ukraine to honor their elite operators who have been working on the front lines of the conflict since the first day of the Z invasion in 2022. From the desperate defense of Kiev and the heroic resistance in Mariupol to carrying out high-impact missions in the Black Sea, Zaporizhzhia, and Sumy regions. These warriors carry out precision strikes, gather vital intelligence, and decisively disrupt enemy operations. These special units have become one of Ukraine's most effective asymmetric advantages. Their teams are made up of highly trained operators from Ukraine's Special Directorate who are recognized for disrupting enemy operations, rescuing hostages, and the innovative use of advanced unmanned systems. Their work combines traditional special operations techniques with cutting-edge technology, allowing them to carry out attacks in enemy territory and neutralize high-value Russian targets with a minimal footprint on the ground, avoiding being detected. For example, on June 29, the Special Unit Artan carried out a successful ambush that eliminated a Russian elite sabotage and reconnaissance group near Stepnohirsk in the Zaporizhzhia region. The unit anticipated the enemy's infiltration attempt, taking advantage of the weather conditions and the large amount of electronic interference that the Horde was generating to prevent the reconnaissance drones from flying. That's why they prepared the area to lure the invaders into an attack zone where they demilitarize them, completely without Ukrainian casualties. As the war enters its 5th year, the special units of the Ukrainian Intelligence Directorate have adapted to battlefields saturated with drones and the war of attrition. Their intelligence-based approach allows conventional Ukrainian forces to operate more effectively, while imposing disproportionate costs on Russian personnel, equipment, and morale. Their sacrifices and successes are an example of how elite teams, combined with technological innovation, can overcome a numerically superior aggressor. According to the defenders working on the Lyman front, June was a very hot month. This is something the invaders in this video can also confirm, as they suffered a notable number of despotinizations in what remains one of the most active and grueling sectors for infantry in the entire Russian-Ukrainian front. The invading forces continued to carry out repeated offensives and infiltration attempts toward Lyman and its surroundings, using small assault groups that move through the wooded terrain to approach Ukrainian positions. They try to take advantage of the complex terrain to hide from the ever-watchful eyes of the defenders, while attempting to find and destroy the Ukrainian defensive positions one by one. The defenders respond with constant reconnaissance and attack drones coordinated with the artillery fire. The infantry only engages in combat if all of the previous measures have failed, which is not very common, since most of the Z assault groups are neutralized long before they get close to the forward positions. The Signum Battalion, which is part of the 507th and 159th Assault Brigades, plays a central role in the defense of this area. And according to a report from July 1st, the unmanned systems operators of Signum, they inflicted 137 permanent casualties on the invading horde, with another 70 wounded added just during the month of June. This is remarkable because the Magnet sector is characterized by dense mixed forests with tall trees and thick underbrush, mixed with open areas, which create one of the most demanding environments for drone warfare. The thick tree canopies, low branches, vines, and uneven terrain severely restrict visibility. Therefore, conventional radio-controlled drones face multiple problems as their propellers are extremely vulnerable, even to minor collisions with vegetation, which can instantly destroy the blades, unbalance the motors, and cause catastrophic failures. In addition, the dense vegetation weakens radio signals, reducing control range and video quality. Ivan's strong electronic interference to shield his troops further complicates operations. Signum has been the pioneer in the extensive use of mosquitoes controlled by fiber optics, which provide almost zero latency, high-resolution real-time images, and total immunity to interference. Crucial advantages in contested terrain and dense vegetation where data links would fail. The reported results and records demonstrate the exceptional skill of the unit's operators. Those who are able to fly through narrow gaps between tree trunks and branches at different altitudes and speeds, maintaining stable flight while dodging obstacles, which requires split-second adjustments based on real-time video transmission. As always, it's remarkable how many elderly people can be seen serving in the invaders' assault forces, who, besides having mobility issues, also have to deal with the problems of advancing over rough terrain that hinders their movement. Something else that caught my attention is that the combat load of the mosquitoes seems to have increased its explosive capacity, because in multiple impacts we see explosions that don't seem to match the weight of the warhead they were carrying. From the point of view of the mortarites, operating in the forest is also a challenge, because it's difficult to determine the position of the mosquito due to the echoes generated by the trees. That's why in several of the close encounters, we see how the illegal visitors are either looking the other way or simply haven't realized what's coming at them. Fighting in these environments is never easy, and it gets harder every day. Well, all of this is for the sake of reaching Kyiv in 3 days. The engineers from the company Ukrainian Armor are joining the viral fashion trend this Ukrainian summer and are presenting their Protector-class ground drone. Honestly, I don't know if she's from the engineering team or the marketing team, but honestly, I don't think there will be any complaints from the respectable Parabellum community. If you want to see additional content about the war in Ukraine, I invite you to visit our 2 new channels where we present information about the war in an envelope, and don't forget to check them out. Don't forget to visit our Patreon, where for just $1 you'll have access to a large number of uncensored videos and documentaries. Thank you. Please like and subscribe to the channel.